Everyone, welcome back to the Maverick channel, and I'd like to thank all the people that truly interact with this channel, because on this end I try to do research, I try to bring out this information, and as we see the trends, as we see the different points align, we see the different trends aligning with themselves, we get to have a better outlook of the market in terms of what it's going to be, what are the market leaders, what is going on in the cryptocurrency market right now. So that is what I try to bring onto this channel, as well as looking at the real world use cases of digital currencies out there or that are manifesting themselves. Now, the cryptocurrency market space generally, as you can see, in the past week or so, it has been on an upward trend, but we can see this consolidation. We don't really know what is happening with this consolidation. Is the market going to trend towards a bear market? Is it going to go into a bull market? Was the previous bounce a dead cat bounce, or something that could be referred to as a bull trap? No one really knows. But one thing that we know is that there's a couple of things happening around Bitcoin, Ethereum, a few things happening around the Binance coin. Well, there's always a ton of things happening around the BNB ecosystem, but also there's some things happening around Cardano. And I think these news, or these expected events that are going to happen in the future, to couple into what happened with Ethereum in the past, all these events, in my opinion, I feel like they've kind of kept the market afloat. But before we get into that, so we'll sort of analyze every cryptocurrency up, I think the top 5 cryptocurrencies in about 5 seconds before we really get into this video. But before we get into it, I want to name a couple of important things. We have smart contracts. So blockchains are trying to tackle that smart contract space, make it really easy. The other thing that I'm really bullish about is synthetics. So when you see like synthetics network, you see the FTX exchange, which we've talked about, which is valued at $18 billion. They raised 900 million in a Series B funding. They're also dealing with synthetic assets. So what essentially that is bringing derivatives, commodities, equities, all kinds of traditional assets, and bringing them onto the blockchain space, basically being having the ability to interact with them in the blockchain ecosystem, which means their access really broadens. So that really broadens their access, and they become accessible to almost everyone in the world. Actually, everyone in the world who has a mobile phone, an internet connection, and the right amount of interest. Now, let's jump right into this here. You can see Bitcoin, of course, we're still in this, I don't know, it's a consolidation, or if it's trending, going towards a bear market, or if it's going to bounce back, who knows? But there's the El Salvador news around the Bitcoin ecosystem. So in about 19 days, we're supposed to see El Salvador, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. We're supposed to see El Salvador really establishing itself as a country that has become the first to adopt Bitcoin as its legal tender, as actual legal tender in the country, making it a country that uses mainly the US dollar and Bitcoin. So that's happening in about 19 days. So I believe in a way that's also keeping the market afloat in a way. And then we're seeing also some news around Ethereum, how a lot of whales, so people with a ton of Ethereum, they're moving their Ethereum from exchanges to their own personal wallets. For whatever reason, who knows? But that tends to be looked upon as a bullish trend, or as a positive thing to happen, because usually when coins move to exchanges, they get sold. Now with the Binance ecosystem, of course, there's a lot happening, because it's an interoperable system. It has smart contracts, it's EVM compatible. There's a lot going on with it, decentralized finance. But we also know that the FTX exchange, which I've just talked about, remember, Binance had shares within this exchange. Then as FTX kept growing, Binance sold their shares. So we're looking at these companies that are growing and don't seem to be too much at par with each other. They seem to be at loggerheads with each other. But we saw some news recently that the FTX exchange actually listed the BNB token and the Binance USD token. So I think that's very bullish. They're choosing co-opetition as opposed to competition, because the crypto market as it is already competitive enough, and there's plenty of other variables to deal with than whatever. That's business. Whatever they're doing, I hope it's the best for them, but I think it's better overall, increasing liquidity for all the other platforms. And we also have to remember the Binance ecosystem, the Binance exchange lists the FTT token, so I think that's fair enough. And we can look at Cardano. We're going to look at it. Smart contracts, they're capitalizing on that, and they also want to look into interoperability. So smart contracts, interoperability, synthetic assets. I think those three trends, the blockchain ecosystems that really dominate those trends, they're going to really make it big. Then of course, Tether is a very controversial asset, but I just wanted to, in terms of they have plenty of centralization, and the transparency with their one-to-one backing with the US dollar is unknown, though reports have come out that they actually backed beyond even the amount that is here. So who knows? So anyway, so guys, that's a very long intro, but I think it has some important information in it. But let's jump to it. So in this channel, we talk about some Cosmos-based blockchains. Remember, Cosmos is really trying to tackle interoperability and creating these hubs where different chains can communicate with each other, even if they're using different consensus algorithms. And their consensus algorithm, which is Tendermint, is also open source for the ecosystems to leverage. And I think in turn that will really benefit the ecosystem. But anyway, so Fetch.AI is one of the currencies built leveraging the consensus algorithms of the Cosmos network, and we talk about it on this channel a lot because of their technology, their revolutionary technology that they're building, that's basically based around multi-agent systems and autonomous economic agents. And you know, they're looking to go into many things like generating art, supply chains, DeFi, all kinds of agents that can be used for all kinds of things. They're also smart oracles, making smart contracts actually smart. So they're trying to create these digital agents that are smart, that can make decisions on their own and on behalf of their owners to extract the most optimum option within a given situation, or based on the knowledge that they have collectively or individually. So Humayun Sheikh is the CEO of that company, Fetch.AI, and we saw a tweet from here, which is actually the only thing I'm going to talk about in this video about Fetch.AI. So we've been working on something really cool. No liquidity pools, no central contract, decentralized exchanges. That's big. No central contract yield farms, pure agent-based decentralized trades. Guys, this, I don't know what they're cooking here, but I think I'll just keep it here. I'll keep you guys updated on what happens here, because we know the risks when it comes to decentralized finance and decentralized exchanges. We know the risks when it comes to centralized smart contracts, or decentralized smart contracts that can be controlled by the programmers that created them. So let's just wait. I'll keep you guys updated. I think this is very big, honestly. So I can't wait to see what it looks like. And guys, on a funnier note, we all know Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff, the world's most famous gold bug, the world's most famous contrarian when it comes to Bitcoin. I'll just play the video. This is amazing.
If you could think of one thing you wish you knew when you were younger, like you wish that everybody kind of knew and got, like what's,
well, there are a lot
what
of
do you
things,
want to...
obviously. Look, clearly I wish I had bought Bitcoin, right, when I first heard about it. That was a key mistake.
That's the number one. That's awesome.
No, but I mean, obviously, I mean, you know, I was wealthy at the time. I'm wealthier now, but could I have put $100,000 in it? Yeah, I could have. I mean, I put $100,000 in other things that turned out poorly. Could I have put $1 million in it? I could have. I think it's a stretch to think I would have made that big a bet on that. But again, I put $1 million into other investment opportunities, and that didn't work out. Even that, you know, so I could have. But obviously, I could be, one of the Bitcoin billionaires. I mean, I was in a position because I knew about it early on, and I had the resources to buy it, and I was a free market, hard money, libertarian guy. So I mean, I had that opportunity. So clearly, yeah, if I can go back in time, that's one of the things I would do. Like, a lot of other things I would do. Once you know how things turn out.
So respect to Peter Schiff, when everyone knows when to accept that they could have been a bit wrong about something, not necessarily wrong, that they missed out on an opportunity because they were. Anyways, I think that speaks for itself. Peter Schiff has come out to publicly say, hey guys, I admit it. I don't know if he agrees that Bitcoin is still the future, but he admits that at least he should have bought it, since he was among the first people to actually find out about Bitcoin. So that's, regrets. No one likes that. So guys, that's why it's always important to keep paying attention to this space. Now, something else about Bitcoin. You all know atomic swaps. So confirmed. Atomic swaps between Bitcoin and Monero are a go. And here's the 411. So I'll just read this for you really short. It's really short. A hero reports the first and second Monero atomic swaps on the mainnet. So this is a great day for decentralization and privacy. If you believe in such things as Seth for Privacy reports, this is the guy that designed that platform, you can today swap Bitcoin for Monero directly, peer-to-peer over the Tor network or over Tor with no custodian or trusted third party, no KYC, know your customer info, nothing. And he should know because he and an unknown Bitcoiner were the first persons to ever do it. So there was a first successful atomic swap between Bitcoin and the most famous anonymous cryptocurrency, which is Monero. So this is good. I think this is good. So we can see here Monero, which is XMR, and BTC, of course, the ticker, Bitcoin, the ticker is BTC. Atomic swaps are live on mainnet. We're delighted to see Seth and others working to make them easily accessible such that anyone can swap trustlessly and privately. Monero, hashtag Monero, hashtag Monero, hashtag XMR. So that is interesting. So when you follow some of the links there, you can go to his Twitter account. He's called Seth for Privacy, and he elaborates more. He provides links about the GitHub links for the code in case you want to compile, you want to look at it. I think it's also open source, so people can develop their own platforms, their spin-off platforms of this code. So I think this is really good for the market. And there's an article here. You can get those all from his tweet. You can get articles about the code. So this particular web page shows has some explanations of what to expect, a ton of other extra links to other platforms out there that are useful, like local Monero, and showing an example of the code and the user interface. And the GitHub page, which is right here, you can have access to everything that's going on there in case you're a programmer out there. And the actual platform is here, which is unstoppableswap.net. But of course, I don't think since there are like 2 people that have used it so far, the liquidity is very limited. So when you try to type here, there's like maximum 0.001 Bitcoin that you can convert to Monero. So as the platform grows, the liquidity will increase. The other thing we want to look at is this, which is interesting. Zion wants to free social media from big tech through the Lightning Network. So I'll just read for you this first paragraph. Announced earlier today, Bitcoin-based social network Zion has launched with the mission of eliminating reliance on large tech companies for content creation and sharing, providing an alternative that does not collect user data, censor speech, or withhold portions of payments meant for the content creators. So of course, it's a very long article. There's one part I wanted to read for you guys, which was quite interesting. It's sort of his manifesto for building these platforms. So when you go deeper into the article, you find out that he talks about how he found out about Bitcoin, how he was resistant to Bitcoin at first because of the technical barriers, and initially thought it was like a perfectly orchestrated pyramid scheme, but then later came around after listening to an interview between, I think it's here, sent him, but the author, which Tony Robbins, I think you all know Tony Robbins, sent him the video of an interview he did with MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor. We all know Michael Saylor. We're actually going to reference him later in the video. And here's outlook on Bitcoin change. So this is exciting. This is an independent social media platforms. We know there's many that have been built out there, like Steam or Steemit or Steam, that has been built out there, but it had some issues way in the past, but it was built all the way in 2017. I thought it was going to be one of the best social medias on the blockchain space, but some nasty stuff happened with centralization of the tokens. Then the Tron network bought Steam, became less popular. So here we see a social media actually platform built on the Lightning Network. So it directly leverages Bitcoin. So of course, there are problems with embedding a payment system within a social media network directly, because I've seen some of them being used and I've tried to use some of them, and having the payment system as the main incentive, I don't think it's a very good idea, because as soon as that goes away, as soon as people figure out that they can't really max out the payment thing, or it doesn't work that well, then they leave or they don't adopt the platform. It just becomes about the payment thing. And if people feel like they can't get it from there, then there's no need to use the platform, or they end up not using the platform. So I think the social media, or the purpose of social media, should be the first thing. How do you get links? How do you link to other people? How do you put out your content out there? How smooth is the platform? Then the payment thing, I think, should be an option. Hey guys, if you like this person's content, you can send them Bitcoin through the social media platform, and everything is properly embedded in there in a very seamless way. But this is a good step. This is a good step. And it also shows the use cases of the Lightning Network, not just transferring, and how it can be embedded within the Bitcoin network itself. So of course you can go to the links and download it. I think it's an iOS app as of now. Yeah, so that's the website. The links are all there. So one other thing, I know guys, there's a lot of Bitcoin talk in here, but you know, it's very important for the market, because Bitcoin rules the market for now, and everything that's good for Bitcoin is good for the whole crypto space. So here we can see biotech company converting balance sheet to HODL Bitcoin. This is interesting because this idea of converting your balance sheet really started by, or it resonated from MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy, the guy that we just talked about, Michael Saylor, the CEO of MicroStrategy, he's the one that started with that old idea, converting all their capital, all their revenue, creating a balance sheet, which is a Bitcoin balance sheet. So they were the first guys to do that. Now we see another company, another biotech company here, and their reasons, if you read this article. So some of their main issues for doing this, we can see, for example, here. Oh, I can read you the first paragraph. A small Texas biotech company, Spinesmith Holdings, which generates over $15 million in annual revenue, will convert their balance sheet to Bitcoin for long-term holding to avoid overreach of banks. Now I'll read for you one more paragraph here. Specifically, the company doesn't want to have to ask permission from the bank to embark on projects with their own funds. And you can see here, when asked why the company didn't want to use banks, CEO Kevin Dunworth commented that Spinesmith was purchasing Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation as well, and due to bank overreach. So I'll just leave it there. This is pretty exciting. We're seeing another company, not that big, but they have a lot of revenue. I mean, 25 million is not something just to shun away. It is a lot of revenue. So this is good. This is good for the whole crypto ecosystem. And the thing about Ethereum, the whales are moving over $1 billion worth of Ethereum. And so you read this article, they tell you about some whales moving tons of Ethereum from exchanges onto their personal wallets. And here there's another summary of, you know, a bunch of Ethereum, 12,000, 22,000. And we saw here somewhere 50,000 Ethereum worth 160 million, 43,000 Ethereum worth $138 million, and all this Ethereum moving from exchanges to personal wallets. So that is it about Ethereum. So whatever that means, we'll see how the market plays out. Now, this last article that I want to look at is about Cardano, because sometimes you ask yourself, okay, we know what's going on with Cardano. We know we're waiting for them to upgrade. And also in this article, when you come here, you can see that they've built, we know about their collaboration with governments, especially the Ethiopian government, and everyone's waiting for the Alonso upgrade, which will essentially enact or start the process of smart contracts on the Cardano network. So this is why Cardano is the number 4 cryptocurrency right now, actually. Yeah, it's the number 4 cryptocurrency right now, because these are things that are highly speculative, because we do not know, even if Cardano, of course, Cardano is exalted by their peer review process. So unlike other blockchains that develop then push out the product into the market, and as market discovers the problems, the blockchain is refined as it goes on. With Cardano, they do intensive peer reviews of whatever they're building, and then eventually release them out into the ecosystem, into the market. Whichever method's best, I personally think releasing your first product out into the wild is the best way to go about it. But we'll see how this pans out. But the one thing that I wanted to read for you guys as we cap up this video is, does this mean Cardano can overtake Ethereum? And we can see here Cardano has a lot going for it. Here are some of the standout features worth knowing about. So we know Cardano has built plenty of real-world partnerships, and here they talk about the one with the Ethiopian Ministry of Education to record the academic progress of 5 million students on its blockchain. And then we can see here Cardano is an environmentally friendly cryptocurrency. Cardano is designed to talk to other blockchains, so they're really looking into that interoperability feature. So there's a lot of things that are truly making Cardano stand out, and not to mention the fact that it is a blockchain that started earlier. I think it started in 2017, but it is run by someone that is very smart, very knowledgeable, just like other ecosystems. But the point is, for some reason, the market has chosen to be bullish about Cardano, whether it's just speculative bullishness or whether it's people have actually looked at the code and the white papers, and they appreciate the fact that Cardano is carefully peer-reviewed before it's released out into the market. whatever it is, we don't know. Maybe it's a mixture of everything. But personally, I think these events around Cardano, around the Ethereum improvement proposal that happened maybe a week back, around Bitcoin and people waiting for El Salvador, this Cardano upgrade that people are waiting for in September, I think some of these events are strong events and they're really on the whole in the crypto market. So after the month of September, or you know, that's a time to wait for in the cryptocurrency space. Who knows what's going to happen? No one knows. I mean, any type of news can come out as regards crypto, and anything can really flip the market, either upward direction, downward direction, or the market staying at that constant vibrating, constant frequency in its movement, sort of flat curve as we go along in the next couple of months. But we'll see how the market turns out. Just as I always say, keep paying attention to the market, keep your eyes glued on this market. Do not get swayed away, because crypto, you lose one day, it's like you've lost a week. So keep paying attention, keep learning, keep educating yourself, keep on top of your game. Guys, hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.